whatever was a struggle that day for you, let your
Yeah.
spouse know, because then they become a part of the business without having to run the business, without having to like do extra things, but they become a support. What was uncomfortable throughout the day? What were 3 things that were uncomfortable throughout the day for the entrepreneur and the non-entrepreneur, which is so vital that you listen to the non-entrepreneur, because you'd be surprised on how easy you can serve your spouse when it's something like doing the dishes or whatever, that maybe things that you used to do and you don't do anymore.
Yeah.
So you share these 3 things every night or every few nights on things that were uncomfortable for you in the business or things that were uncomfortable throughout the day. Let's say that your wife is a stay-at-home mom. And then I have 5 kids. Like, I know how stressful that is. And like, we run the business too. Like, so there's certain things that this entrepreneur doesn't see behind the scenes, that they
Yeah.
think, okay, I come home, dishes are done, table's clean, like kids are fed, like everything's done. Yeah, but they didn't hear the tantrums throughout the day. They didn't hear the whining, the crying. They didn't have to like be a nurse throughout the day for their kids. Like, they didn't have to do that. And so those kind of things you'll hear from your non-entrepreneur spouse a lot of the time, or even if they're working and they have a 9 to 5, you'll hear things that were a struggle for them. And if you're not paying attention to that, you don't know how to serve them, right? Like, so if you're paying attention to what they say is a struggle or something that was uncomfortable for them, 3 things every day, and then you share your 3 things. So whether it was, I was uncomfortable in a meeting, or I was uncomfortable messaging new clients, I don't know, like whatever you're uncomfortable with or whatever was a struggle that day for you, let your spouse know, because then they become a part of the business without having to run the business, without having to like do extra things, but they become a support. And we all need that extra support. Like, let's face it, we are entrepreneurs and it's very difficult. Like, it's hard and it's lonely. But if we have our spouse on board with what's difficult for us, then it helps us be able to progress. And that's one of the biggest things that we saw like, we just thought we were going into marriage coaching like marriage coaching. We're like, okay, cool, we're just going to help fix marriages. But what we found was that we're fixing businesses on top of the marriages, because we're building that bridge, and and like spouses are having peace at home so they can actually build the profit. They can build the content that they need to produce. And so if you're able to share your 3 things of struggle every day with them, and then they share it with you, and then share 3 things of gratitude, and then the next day use one of those things from their struggle bus and do some service. Maybe it was their struggles. They feel overwhelmed because the kids are always messing up the house. Well, how about you go clean the house for a minute? You know, like little things that you can lighten their burdens. It'll increase your profits a lot in your business.